Hey guys, I just came back from getting my TheraClears, where they like extract all the blackheads and things out of your skin, so my skin might look a little red or erupted right now. But anyway, that's not what the video's about. Today I'm making a video again. I know some of y'all tired of seeing me, but it's about our children. I wanted to say that I know it's normalized now that like our kids sit in their rooms, sometimes in the dark. They don't come out for hours, and when they do, they come out for a snack or for some food or maybe to use the bathroom. I have never been a big fan of that. So with my son is about to be 20, and of course I know he goes through shit, because from the time I was like 13 up into my 20s, I was going through it. Like nobody never really asked if I was okay. I just used to suffer in silence in my room, you know. My daughter is now basically a preteen. She's 11. So what I do is, usually their doors are closed, which is fine. I don't mind closed doors. I listen. So I could usually hear when my son was living with me, I could hear laughing on the games and him talking and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that is nothing to worry about. Same thing with my daughter when she's like playing Fortnite or when she's on the phone with her friends. She's laughing and joking, and you can hear her through the walls laughing and stuff. So I know I don't need to check up on her. But it's when it's too quiet, you don't hear the TV, you don't hear talking, you don't hear laughing, you don't see the lights on, red flag. Doesn't matter how old they are, you go in and you talk to them. So yesterday I was going through my own shit, you know, so I slept a little bit longer, but then I realized I didn't see my greedy ass daughter come out that room. So I was like, maybe she's sleeping. So her nickname is Moot, so I call her Moot. So I'm like, hey Moot, you up? And I don't hear nothing. So I'm like, maybe she sleeps, so let me get up. Got up, went in the room. She was on her bed, but her back was facing me. So when I was like, everything okay? You all right? You sleeping? And I just had a sense that something was wrong. So I was like, turn around. And when she turned around, she had like tears in her eyes. So when I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? You know, with deep concern. And then she started like hysterically crying. You know how like when you already got something going on and then somebody asks you what's wrong, you're gonna release and start crying. So basically she told me what was wrong. And I mean, as an adult, it wasn't anything to be like concerned about, but for a child of her age, it was something that was valid for her to feel the way she was feeling about it. So I was like, you want to talk about it a little bit more? She's like, no, I don't feel like talking about it. I said, no. I said, get your ass off this bed, let's go, come in my room, we're gonna chill for a minute. So we started talking about the situation that was bothering her, and I gave her some tips on what she could do to make the situation a little bit better. So for about a half hour, she laid at the side of my bed and was tortured by watching Lifetime with me, and being smuggled by the pets that never leave my side on my bed. So maybe 45 minutes later, she goes back in the room, and it's quiet for like 5 minutes, but then I hear laughing and giggling, and the TV is on, and I'm like, you see, this is why you don't normalize leaving these kids in this room and saying, well, that's just normal for them, you know, they come out when they're ready to eat, and otherwise they stay in that room. No, it is not normal for your kids to stay in the room quiet with no lights on. If that is the case, something is bothering them. Maybe it's not something that's really serious, but it is definitely something that they need to get off their chest. And, you know, they don't always feel comfortable talking to their parents. I didn't always feel comfortable talking to my parents. I felt like I was being judged. But In my household, I always let my kids know, like, listen, I might be 37 and to you guys I'm old, but I do remember when I was in I remember up to elementary school, I remember intermediate school, I remember high school, I remember all of it. So I tell them, like, I know what you're going through and I'm not here to judge you. If anything, I'm here to give you advice, I'm here to help you, and anytime you need to talk to me, you can talk to me and I won't judge you. The most I'm gonna do is give you a bunch of advice and talk your ears off and try to tell you what to do to make things better. But like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what you tell your children, they are going to do what they want to do because it's their life. They have to learn their lessons on their own. So the most you could do is give them advice, but the point is, check on your children. It's a lot that goes on, and lately you hear about suicides, like very young kids, 11, 12, and it's a lot of shit that has changed since we were younger. So like, again, if your kid is in a dark room, you don't hear laughing, you don't hear talking, they're not watching TV and that's why the light is off, they haven't come out to eat, you need to check on them, especially if the door is closed, and maybe not push them so much to talk, but like just keep a good eye on them. But for me, with my kids, I'm gonna be like, look, what's the problem? Let's go. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna work on this. And like I said yesterday, after talking to my daughter, she was laughing, she was joking, she was good, and I was happy. I was like, okay, thank God, like what was on her chest, she got that off her chest. Now, had I not knocked on that door, that situation could have carried over, you know, and then things turn into depression and anger and, you know, things like that. So please check on your children, whether they're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you get the point. Check on your kids. They're not adults. They need guidance. They need to get things off their chest. They have feelings. If they are depressed, don't tell them that they have no reason to be depressed because they're only 13. Get them therapy.